VEVOR kindly sent me one of their high-pressure compressors.
Don't eat it.
Just checking the quality, Jim.
Very heavy. VEVOR. Excellent. What a nice looking thing.
This is really designed for filling small air tanks on things like air pistols and paint guns. We wanted to try it out for Tornado though, the air-powered locomotive.
And a box of seals and bits. What do you think?
So you seem to say. Turn it on then.
Do you approve? What do you think?
We've got this VEVOR compressor and the world's famous goose. Oh yeah!
Seal of approval, I think. Excellent. Press the on-off button. Push that one.
Oh, we're getting distracted again.
That's right, let's do this again. Look, it says it goes up to 4,500 psi.
It's all just too interesting, isn't it?
Go away now. You don't...
It's like that little donkey again.
Ow, ow.
They're left to hang out in the workshop instead of doing whatever their job is supposed to be.
Okay, go.
So, what, like this? On with that one?
On.
I feel like it's safer if you do it slowly, is it?
I had been running Tornado on relatively low pressure, around 120 psi, which is about right for the engine itself. I don't think it could cope with more pressure than that, but the tank wouldn't hold much air at that pressure. So the plan was to put much more air into the tank, which means pressurizing it more, but using a regulator to control the pressure as it came out. Eventually I found a suitable regulator which could cope with high pressure in the tank but only release it as relatively low pressure, because obviously I didn't want to blow up the engine or pop the hoses off or anything.
It's a good start, isn't it?
Is it?
The fitting's busted.
Oh, it's actually busted.
Yeah. The Y thing is cracked open.
Okay, so the regulator was the first thing to get right, and then I went to VEVOR and explained the plan, and they sent me the compressor and said give it a try, which was very nice of them. So then all we had to do was connect everything up, except that took weeks, just finding suitable bits and pieces for the tank and the regulator and the old compressor and the new compressor, because they're all a bit different. And we also fitted new hoses everywhere.
Tube. It's all replaced now with better tube to all the valves. Wonder if it still works.
First time we tried, one fitting cracked, so we replaced that and tried again. First with low pressure from my big compressor.
We've got pressure.
If we wind that all the way in, that's as much pressure as we've got currently, which is about 4. That next one's 8, is it? Yeah.
2, 4, 6. Is it 6?
7 or so, maybe. Yeah.
7 bar, which is
Which is not.
80 psi.
This one's not lifted off the pin, which it should be if it's got.
Yeah.
7 should be just beginning to.
So is that enough to run the piston? Please would you open that up? Well,
Are we in the right sort of position?
handbrake on, neutral. Can't remember which way it goes round. Can you?
No, I don't really remember anything about it.
Oh yes!
And she worked, which is brilliant because she hadn't done anything for a year or more. But didn't really work with any great enthusiasm. We replaced another fitting, but there was still a leak somewhere else because the pressure was dropping quickly.
The old girl is breathing again. How exciting. Quite slow.
Yeah, it's a lovely old thing, isn't it? What year is she?
Look at the rust on her. It must be ancient.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it'd be great if we could give her a bit more energy. Poor old thing's a bit tired.
Tightening it till it cracks and then backing off.
Just
again.
just a little bit before it cracks.
I don't know.
Careful now when it cost me €3.
Yeah, and a tank of petrol.
Yeah, I know. It's quieter this time. Can't hear anything, so if I turn this off, it should stay put.
Creeping down.
Creeping down, so it's leaking.
That one's lots of bubbles there. That one seems alright. And the lower one actually seems... It seems to be that one mainly.
Which should be possible to do.
Yeah. Full pressure.
Turn it off.
Better. Might be staying there, is it?
So, turn that off. Oh. Put that one in there. And then put that one on there. And then turn that on. And open the other one. I knew that.
Eventually though, I think we made everything pretty much airtight.
So up to 120.
It's just hard to see with the reflection.
Yeah. Ready? Ready? Go!
So we filled her tank to 120 psi and timed how long she would run, which wasn't very long. It's not much more than 2 minutes. It's not great really. She does use a lot of air.
You can hear it kind of squeeze. Uh-oh. Okay.
225. And still got a wee bit of pressure. So the functioning pressure is about 1 bar.
So then we refilled the tank to 120 from the old compressor, and this time we connected the new VEVOR compressor to it as well. The aim was to add to the 120 psi that's already in there. The instructions told us to add oil up to the mark, which we did.
Anything?
Yep. Whoop. Too much. Perfect.
And fit the correct cap, which we did, and install the water pump, which keeps everything cool, which we did, and fit drain cocks, which which we did. And that was all there was to it. It has a digital temperature gauge and a pressure gauge filled with oil, and it all looks very neat and well made. So we turned it on. I don't think you could call it quiet exactly, but we left it to pump while we had a cup of tea.
So it's been half an hour, we've had our cup of tea, and a nice piece of cake from Sandra. The compressor is still compressing, or doing something.
The temperature gauge was now reading 40 degrees centigrade, which seemed reasonable, but unfortunately the pressure hadn't gone up by much at all. Now, to be fair, we were simply asking too much of this compressor. It's designed to fill small tanks, just a litre or two big, and this is a huge tank. No doubt it would have got there in the end, but at this rate it would just take too long. So thanks so much to VEVOR for letting us do this experiment. We wouldn't have known for sure unless we tried. It is a fine compressor, really it is. I have no doubt at all that it does the job it was designed to do. And one day I will come up with a more realistic job for it. In the meantime, the search continues for a way to put more air into Tornado. Suggestions please.